Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's unlikely to go far in his career, even if he talks a lot about it. He doesn't put in steady, hard work or take smart risks needed for big progress. If someone criticizes him at work or pushes him, he might react sharply or just avoid them.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is likely to break down rather than bounce back. He gets upset easily and may react with anger, snapping at others or raising his voice when frustrated. If you want someone steady in tough times, you may find his attitude draining.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He is not very well liked at work because he struggles to get along with people. He often comes across as rude or harsh, and when stressed, he loses his temper easily, which can lead to heated arguments. Most likely, he is known as someone who is difficult to work with.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
He may not be proud of your success, instead, he is likely to feel insecure or even threatened. When you do well, it might make him uncomfortable, and he could react by picking fights or making hurtful remarks. Sadly, you might find yourself holding back victories just to keep the peace at home.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, there's a strong chance he will resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Instead of feeling happy for you, he might see your higher income as a personal defeat. Over time, this kind of attitude can create a lot of tension and sadness in your relationship.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money carefully and likes to stick to rules and routines with spending. You won't catch him making impulsive or risky purchases. In fact, he might even be strict or controlling about how money is spent at home. He prefers to have things planned and gets upset if money is wasted.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and does not pretend to be richer than he is. He is practical about money and avoids showing off or spending just to impress others. He will choose the sensible option even if it's plain rather than reaching beyond his budget.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is caring at heart, but when it comes to money and everyday life, He tends to be tight and careful. He likes to control spending and doesn't easily agree to new things, gifts, or surprises. While he may show kindness in his own quiet ways, don't expect him to be open handed with money or easily given to small joys and treats.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more on the controlling side when it comes to money, and sometimes this can spill into being secretive. He likes things done his way and might not share all the details or listen to your ideas about spending. If you question his choices or want to make changes, he could become upset or defensive.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework is mostly your responsibility, not something to be shared equally. He has a fixed way of thinking and prefers sticking to traditional roles at home. If you ask him to help out, he may not respond kindly and could even get annoyed.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to supervise than actually roll up his sleeves and help with chores or diapers. Even if you ask, he might just stand nearby, give instructions, or point out what needs to be done instead of truly pitching in. If you want a real partner at home, this could leave you feeling let down.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He tends to argue just to prove he's right rather than trying to understand your side. If you bring up concerns or share your feelings, he's quick to get defensive and may interrupt you or talk over you. Instead of listening quietly and seeing things from your point of view, he argues back or shuts down the conversation if it doesn't go his way.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he gets angry, he may not be able to stay respectful. He's likely to say hurtful things, raise his voice, or even act in an aggressive way, shouting, slamming things, or giving harsh looks. If respect and calm are important to you, his anger could be very hard for you to handle.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly, often over small things. His temper can flare suddenly, leading to loud arguments or harsh words that hurt deeply. If you keep excusing his anger or hoping he'll change, you are ignoring a big warning sign.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it very hard to say sorry and take responsibility when things go wrong. Instead, he is quick to blame you or make excuses for his actions. This makes it tough to resolve problems because you end up carrying the guilt of feeling misunderstood.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to respect your boundaries and might not take no seriously at times. If you set limits, whether it's about your time, space, or intimacy, he could get angry, push back, or try to change your mind instead of respecting your wishes. He finds it hard to see things from your perspective and tends to insist on his own way.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it very personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings or giving you space, he might react with frustration or hurt and could even make you feel guilty for saying no. Remember, your comfort and consent are important no matter how he reacts.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Sadly, with his temper and sharp words, you can't count on him to always handle private moments with care. If there's an argument or he feels upset, he might use what happened between you in private as a way to hurt or embarrass you later. You deserve someone who keeps your trust safe, not someone who uses it against you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He tends to stick to routines and isn't especially outgoing or playful, so he's not the type who easily gets distracted by other women or chases excitement outside the relationship. However, his loyalty comes more from habit and wanting order, not from deep emotional investment or warmth. Faithfulness is important, but you also deserve a partner who makes you feel valued and loved.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he's likely to be overpossessive. He may act jealous, controlling, or often suspicious without any real reason. He might question who you talk to, want to know where you are at all times, or get upset if you spend time with friends or family. Remember, love should feel like freedom, not a cage.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, for him, what he calls being protective is really a sign of a controlling personality. He may wrap his rules and restrictions in the excuse of caring for you, but his real aim is to control where you go, who you see, and how you live. Be honest with yourself if you start to feel suffocated. You deserve more trust and respect.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to expect you to do most of the parenting work rather than seeing it as a true team effort. He prefers sticking to traditional roles and routines, so he may believe that caring for the kids is mainly your responsibility. If you want a partner who truly shares the load, his attitude will make things very tough for you.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Small mistakes or emotional moments can set him off quickly. He may raise his voice, scold harshly, or even say hurtful things without thinking. Instead of taking a deep breath and helping them understand, he reacts fast and lets his anger control the moment.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He's unlikely to fully support your role as both a mother and your own person. He expects you to handle most of the home and parenting duties and may not respect your need for time, space, or dreams outside the family. You deserve a partner who sees and values all sides of you.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might seem to support your career now, but later expect you to quit once you have a child. At first, he may act encouraging, but deep down, he believes that your primary job should be at home, especially after kids come along. Pay attention to early signs so you're not caught off guard later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's more likely to act polite on the surface rather than show real warmth to your parents. He will follow basic manners when needed, but don't expect him to go out of his way to build a strong, caring bond with them. Over time, your parents might feel respected at a distance, but not truly welcomed or loved as family. He is more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making efforts to fit in himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is more likely to make things worse rather than handle it calmly. He doesn't cope well with tensions and can lose his temper quickly, saying harsh things or acting irritated without thinking about everyone's feelings. This approach can turn small family disagreements into bigger, more painful conflicts, making home life less peaceful for you.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may act modern with you in private but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home, he might seem flexible about some things, but when family visits or during gatherings, he will want you to dress, behave, and speak in ways that match old fashioned expectations. Over time, this double standard can leave you feeling frustrated and like you're living two different lives.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family rather than openly support you. He finds it hard to go against his own folks, and when things get tough, he may pull back, remain silent, or quietly support their views just to keep their approval. This can make you feel alone and unsupported, as if you're left to fight your battles by yourself.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He has a strong tendency to be a mummy's boy and is very likely to put his mother's wishes first in any conflict. If there is ever a disagreement between you and his mother, he will almost always take her side, or at least avoid supporting you so he doesn't upset her. This can leave you feeling lonely and frustrated as if your feelings don't count.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. If you argue or have a problem, he may run to them for advice or comfort instead of working things out with you. Over time, you may feel exposed, embarrassed, or like you can't safely share your feelings with him.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel very heavy and one sided. You'll be carrying most of the daily work, handling emotional ups and downs alone, and adjusting yourself again and again to his ways.